This is the Simpit. I'm your host, Shaun Cole, and you, the pit crew, you are the real star of today's show because we are here to talk about sim racing news via the Pitstop. Thank you for being here. Happy Monday. Any of you watched the Super Bowl? I watched, in all fairness or all honesty, I was racing during most of the Super Bowl. I was playing around with my friends and Mazdas and having a good time doing that. I did catch the end of the game, though. I got out there with like 4 minutes to go, and I saw a little right before halftime, a little after halftime, and then I saw the end of the game, and it was a good, exciting game. And congratulations to the Kansas City Chiefs. Usually I don't get political, but today I will. The Chiefs, I really wanted them to win over the Niners. I can't say that I like either team, but I tremendously dislike the 49ers. So, and I'm sorry if I offended any of my Niner fans out there, but I'm not a big Niner fan, and it stems back to being a child. And if you're old enough to know, I was a Cowboys fan when I was a kid because I wanted to be a cowboy, literally. Not football player. I wanted to be a cowboy, baby. And anyway, the catch, Dwight Clark, Joe Montana, the catch, it still to this day hurts me. So, anyway, I was rooting for anybody to beat the Niners. That's one of those teams. So anyway, congratulations, Kansas City Chiefs. Exciting game and an even more exciting Mazda race. I don't have results from our Mazda race yesterday. Who won the race, Devin? I know you finished second. I know I had a shot at the win, and a self-inflicted mistake took me out of that one, so I'm not here to report on that one. Yeah, we do, Dave. I believe we do. Okay, so another big thing for me with Super Bowl is Super Bowl commercials. I think that's become pretty normal now. So I didn't catch all of them. From what I saw, though, this year there weren't any great commercials. It's like they felt like, oh, well, let's just pay this guy for his, and to be in his commercial. I was going to say endorsement. It's not even an endorsement anymore. Let's pay for T-Pain to be in our video. We'll give him millions of dollars. That'll be our Super Bowl. And it was like that was the whole commercial, just because they hired some celebrity guy to be there, standing there, or 20 celebrities. I wasn't very impressed. Anyway, let's get off of that. Football is football. Football, you can go talk about that on Sunday with other groups. We are here to talk about sim racing. Yeah, Cranky, exactly. Devin told me Murano, that's right, Murano won, and you were reeling him in as well. That's right, but he just kept going. Oh, I didn't see that one, Terry. I missed that one. 2 weeks till Daytona 500. Now that's better. Theodore asks, when is the Patron Sim Farming 2000? Oh, I don't know if we're going to get to do that. The multiplayer on that, from what I understand, it's not like we can go all... Well, I guess we all could go plow the same field. That could be interesting. Theodore, you're going to have to hit me up on Discord. We'll see what we can do. I will say that I'm very busy over this whole week. This week's insane for me. All right, I'm going to bring down the thumbnail. Of course, if you guys have any questions for me, just like Theodore did, type in like 3, 4, 5 question marks so I can clearly see it. If you have any comments that need to be read to the show, put in some exclamation marks so I see that. Always looking for you guys' chat. Always encouraging you guys to keep the conversation going. And we have dual streams going, so there are some people who are watching from Twitch. I'll be responding to those people. You have some people watching on YouTube. You'll be watching... I'll be responding to them as well. So, I'll tell you what, let me do a little clerical stuff at the beginning. All right, I'm going to put my thumbnail back up. You just know my intentions, right? So, today on Twitch, we're going to end the Twitch stream fairly quickly after the pit stop. Sometimes we go right into something else. Today, we're not. And the reason is because I have to go to the market or there will be no lunch. So, don't cross streams. We are moving into DIY project number 2. I guess this would be the official first DIY project of the year. And if you don't know, we are doing a giveaway. So if you wanted to win the Shaun Cole LED light strip, you see it there in action. That was last month's DIY project. This 37 LED light strip rev bar. And I'm giving one of those away, and I'll, at the end of the show, tell you how you can enter that. It's in the description of our YouTube show. But we are moving into DIY number 2. And with DIY number 2, we're going to do a giveaway as well. This one will be a little more expensive than the LED strip, now that I've bought all the parts. What I have here is an Arduino Uno. That's not more expensive than our Nano board. Plus, I had to get this motor shield, a driver to control. Don't get too excited. Don't misunderstand this. Stay with me. Don't get DC motor, stepper, and servo control for Arduino. We're not building a wheel. We have a power supply because what we are building does require a power source. And then what we have here, I haven't even opened these suckers yet. The reason I'm showing you all this is today between 4 and 5. Let's call it average of 4:30. Thank you, Marco. Cheers. Yes, old school mug in the house. I still have this. So today, yeah, and on Twitch, this is going to be on Twitch, not on YouTube. On Twitch today, what we are going to do is, well, we're going to throw this one away. This is a typical 120mm PC fan. And we are going to, via this 3D printed part that I made, which is a beautiful piece, it's going to go like that. Now we have a ducting of sorts. And then this is the back plate we're going to use because it'll allow it to go on like a GoPro mount. And this is going to be our DIY wind sim. And that's going to go together. Hey, super chat. Tom Jones coming through with $2. When you're when you're not you when you're hungry. Snickers. Am I getting a little Betty White on you guys? I'm sorry. So anyway, this is going to plug into this. It's going to control it via SimHub, much like our LED lights were controlled by SimHub. We are going to start putting this together today. I think it's fairly simple. We might be able to finish it today. And that's going to happen this afternoon, early evening, let's say between 4 and 5 o'clock on Twitch. Those live DIY projects. I actually bought 2 fans, but this piece alone took 14 hours to print. So, hey, Delaney. Delaney, I remember you. You run the front-wheel drive oval race car. Do I have my Delaney's right? I'm glad to have you here. So yeah, this is going to be our next DIY project beginning today. I'm going to build 2. I'm going to build one at first. Actually, for me, I'm going to build doubles. That's the real game plan. But I've only built one of these so far. Awesome. Welcome to the show, Delaney. Yes, it was great meeting you. So anyway, that project is going to begin. We are going to build an extra. Actually, I think we're going to build 2 extra ones. And we're going to do a giveaway for YouTube, including SimHub software. And we're going to do another giveaway that goes specifically to our patron members. So we're going to build 2 extra one of those. That'll be the new format, building all of these. Also a little, I'll just brag while I'm here. What the hell? This was my center piece because I just got that new Accuforce mini wheel for my Xperience Accuforce wheel. Anyway, and I made this just in case it didn't come with a center cap, but in true Accuforce fashion, it came with the button in the middle, so I wasn't able to use this. I could do a giveaway for that as well. For anybody who has a 70mm wheel, and I don't know how well the plastic will hold up depending on the stresses you put it through. Okay, that's it. So 4 o'clock, 4 to 5 on Twitch, Simpit live on Twitch. We'll be doing that DIY. Let's get on to the news. That is some long intro. Yes, and yes, Marco. 100 bits from Marco on Twitch. Thank you. Awesome. Daytona, just 2 weeks away. All right. I'm not going to go into detail on this. You can go find it if you want. I'm at the iRacing news page, or you would probably find this everywhere in the iRacing news world. But iRacing Downshift number 18, their topics for the show were champions, challengers, and cut-ups. Click here to listen to iRacing Downshift episode 18. On a brand new iRacing Downshift, we got 2 more interviews from eNASCAR Media Day with the drivers at Richmond Raceway Esports and Clint Boyer Racing. Kevin checks in with the Rolex 24 at Daytona, and we look ahead to the biggest football game of the year. I guess that they might be meaning the Super Bowl there. I'm going to guess. I'm going to go out on a limb. Anyway, you can go listen to that if you're looking for entertainment. No, we're not doing a Danica print. No, we are not. It needs to be robotics of some sort, not just a bunch of plastic. Plastic does no good. Plastic doesn't move. You can't program plastic. Bucho in the house. How you doing? I am going to be hanging out with Bucho and with Franco. I believe John Hill is signed on for, I believe, Climber. I think Dave Clymer's coming down as well. I am talking about the Simpit Long Beach party. Well, not much of a party. We're going to go to Base 51 on Friday and drive some sims. We're going to go to Long Beach and watch the practice and the pre-races on Saturday, and then I'm going to watch the real race from home on Sunday. Awesome, Delaney. I'm not sure. Ashton Crowder. Awesome. You should come race with us. We race. Well, we road race. Do you road race as well, Delaney? So tomorrow is the day. We didn't, I think over the weekend they announced the date of the 4th. We had been talking, we knew the Assetto Corsa Competizione Intercontinental pack was coming. This was the one that was going to have Bathurst, a.k.a. Mount Panorama, and Laguna. We've been looking at some of those awesome screenshots building up to this. This is tomorrow. I literally am going to call in sick tomorrow. Tomorrow is D1 RGE. All you have to do is just make sure to communicate with me timing-wise. You can do that via cell phone, via our Discord, or email me, Shaun, SHAUN, @thesimpit.com. And everybody's welcome to join us down at Base 51. That's in Hawthorne, California, fairly close to Long Beach. Sim Expo, Simpit Sim Expo at my house, Billy. Well, we have some people right now who are kind of coming through the ranks and switching from oval to road racing. So we race F3 series. It's pretty serious, but there's plenty of opportunity to come race with us on the show. We were in Mazdas last night. We're going to be in Mustangs tomorrow night. Yeah, we can probably help you out. Get iRacing to fly us out. Out to where? I'm already here. Yes, Billy Strange's Love Ranch, Sacramento. Is that where we need to go? Can you house Sim Expo? Anyway, okay. So on Sunday, this would be yesterday, they posted this T-2 days. Nice shot of Bathurst and the GT cars there. And T-1 day, that is as of today. We are looking at tomorrow being the day. So I'm going to call in sick just to stay home and be able to drive and stream the Intercontinental GT DLC coming tomorrow. This is going to be a big deal for Assetto Corsa Competizione. It's something I'm fairly excited about. Live music by Skyline Red. There you go. Sim Expo Germany. Yeah, Amir, I have to really weigh. What I need, Amir, is I need you to go back to Sim Expo in a Simpit shirt with a camera and a mic and do that. Because I thought about this. It's like, it would take me like 16 hours to get to there and 16 hours to get home. And that's if that's all I did in my journey to Germany. I've never been to Europe. So I often say if I go to Europe, I'd like to go there for fun and see things before I go there to go off to Nürburgring. As much as Nürburgring is on my bucket list, it's like, oh, I'm not sure if that's in my best interest. It's a huge, huge investment of time and money. Anyway, yes, Amir, I need reporters from Europe. I don't need to go to Europe. We need to expand the staff is what we really need to do here. All right, so tomorrow is the day. Should everybody save the date? Isn't that telling you? Call in sick. February 1st was the first day, so I was right about my timing. I think the 1st, was that not Saturday? We did our last news show on Friday. the 31st of January, and we still didn't have a date. I don't think this is the year for Sim Expo. But, weather permitting, I'll bet you we could do a very small Sim Expo at Base 51. I bet something like that could be coordinated. Just a hunch. But it would have to be fairly small. And it would, if we did do something there, it would be smart to do it during like Long Beach. Or perhaps California Speedway NASCAR event. Tom Jones, where am I calling in sick to? That is a very good question. And so not a lot of you guys know this. The way the Simpit can even exist, because the Simpit really does not make very much money. The only way the Simpit can exist is by me doing outside work. And so I have a few different outside jobs that I do. As you guys do know, I do work various trade shows, and I've worked trade shows for Ricmotech, for CXE, for VRX. That's when I met Delaney, was working with Ricmotech at PRI. So that is one of my side jobs. Another one of my side jobs is that periodically CXE hires me for special projects. That could be a sim conversion. That could be some project that doesn't follow under the main product line for CXE. And then the last one is that I've been doing more and more consulting. So I've had more and more people hire me to build them rigs, just one-off rigs. And sometimes it's just bringing parts together, but me making sure that it's all put together, running, training them on it, getting them up to speed. I've been doing more and more of those projects as well. So that is the long-winded answer. Tomorrow I was supposed to go into CXE to finish doing game integration, integrating non-sim titles into the CXE motion platform. So that's something I've been working on, and I'm going to call in sick tomorrow so that I can... No, Brandon, I do not double as a male escort. Like I said, the Simpit's already struggling financially. Me being a male escort would not help us very well, financially speaking. And so, all right. I'm going to move along with the news. You guys are killing me in the best of ways, though. All right. So, Assetto Corsa tomorrow. Call in sick. I am giving you all permission right now. Call in sick and join me on the stream playing. Maybe we can do some multiplayer. I can't even remember how you hook up on Competizione. I'm going to be rolling. You should be rolling. Let's get it going. Assetto Corsa, call in sick tomorrow day. What else? RFactor. So this was posted on Friday after our show. It's time for the first roadmap of the year. We look back at the Sim Formula Finals, look forward to bigger races and competitions in 2020, and release a fresh balance of performance for our GT3 cars. So this is kind of a funny picture because you see this, you get all excited and you think, oh, cool, GT3. Those cars are already out. This is actually a balance of performance adjustment to that pack, but that's good news too. So I found that you can find that via the news page at RFactor2 or studio-397.com or through their Twitter page for RFactor2. But January 31st, their official first roadmap of the year, talking about new user interface. That's good. That's an area that RFactor could improve for sure. Looking back at the Sim Formula 2020, we've talked about that plenty. You can go watch the video and see some shots. Big presentation, the simulator training transfer to the real race car. Cool photos of things going on there. Talking to game developers, that's what that was. GT3 balance performance. So, for example, the Radical, which I still have a little bit of an issue with the Radical being in the GT3 pack, but 30 kilogram of weight penalty. Looks like 30 kilograms for the BMW, 5 kilograms for the McLaren and Audi. The Porsche GT3 minus 1.5% engine torque and power output. Sounds like that might have been the car to get, huh? Bentley getting a 10 kilogram weight penalty and 2% reduction in power. The Corvette getting 2.5% reduction in power and so on. tracks. They talk about tracks they've been working on, things from last year, cleaning up the competitions that we've been covering throughout this show. Yep, we've talked about all that. We have, but there you go. You can read everything going on as they kick off the new year there at Studio 397. David Coulthard, did I go right by David Coulthard? And so casually. Is that David? I'm not sure. That's him bearded? I thought he had a more chiseled face. Is that David Coulthard? Has he put on some pounds since racing? Bucho, I saw that. Yes, we have that. Devin says, no, that competition thing is different. Not sure what you're talking about. That's what I thought, Tom Jones. Not. I didn't think so. I was talking to Amir about this. That's their plan for the online structure moving forward. I missed the beginning of that somehow. Yep, okay. All right. Moving along. I might have missed something. You guys might be smarter than me, or I might be all over it. Who knows? Okay, grid. Join us tomorrow. That was on the 30th. So now we have some things. On the 31st, I don't think we saw these screenshots. I think this happened after the show. There's the Jaguar. I love doing that to you guys. I did it once honestly. Honestly, I did that once, right? Legitimately. Look at that beautiful Jaguar. No, it's an Aston Martin. I know. I'm just messing with you guys. Whoa, that's a Brabham. What is that? That looks like a Ferrari to me. And that looks like a Pagani. There you go. Beautiful cars coming into grid. 2 bonus cars available to all. That Ferrari. And that. Is that a Ford GT? There you go. What else? Screenshots. We talked about Red Bull Ring. Hey, Bogger301. How you doing? 4 endurance races along with that. Oh, there. Okay. Boom. Red Bull Ring. Coming to grid. What else? We have more, too. That's not it. Season 2 Track Day Supercars. This is their little promotional. Free bonus cars to all players. I think that's important because these are going to be part of the seasonal updates, I'm assuming, that you pay for. I've played Grid. I haven't played it on the show, but it's one of the games that I've been playing with at CXC. So, there you go. 33 additional career events. That's big. We were talking about like 42 or so for the Dirt Rally. So 33 is a good amount of career events to add to the single-player mode. 15 Track Day Supercar events. 15 others, including all game content. Plus 3 new showdowns. New track. Experience the stunning Red Bull Ring circuit. There you go. Now you've heard it. Only Codemasters employees play Grid. We have that Simple. I wonder where the Grid was on that. Another shot of the Pagani, Red Bull Ring, and we've seen all of these shots. All right, that's that. Forza, little rest in peace, John Andretti. I was a big John Andretti fan, actually. He was one of these guys who raced in just about every discipline of racing that you can possibly imagine. Those are the guys. That's who I dream of being. So when I tell you guys that Boris Said is one of my all-time favorite racers, it's because he's driven just about every discipline of race car there are, and that's my dream to do. I definitely don't think of myself as a oval guy or a road guy or on-road or a road guy. I like to drive everything. I really do. I love driving everything. John Andretti was one of those kind of guys. He died, and very young, by the way. He was not old enough to die. So I don't think I mentioned that last week when it happened, and it showed up in my feed today right near something I wanted to cover, so it was kind of hard for me to not mention it. Let's see. Rick Hyde mentioned questions. The new Zandvoort track is coming along. Who is going to give us the first scan track to race on? That is a good question. Who's your bet for Zandvoort? Who's your bet? Who do you think will be the first to do that? Is the new vet in any games yet? That's the other one we've been eyeballing or watching or considering. Theodore says 33 additional is a key. Is the key. So, yep, he died of cancer. Didn't he have, I can't remember what kind of cancer. I did read it. I actually have a lithograph of John Andretti with Michael and Mario driving a Porsche 962 at Le Mans. Colon cancer, that's what he had. So, rest in peace. All right. Moving on, go to new messages. Yeah, he even drag raced. Exactly. The guy did everything. I love that. Thank you, Bogger. Got it. Decent new vet mod on race department for Assetto Corsa. So that's a mod. That doesn't count as much as I'm wondering who's the first company who's going to truly officially get it. You mean this kind of 70 millimeter? Okay. So Forza Motorsport round 4 qualifiers have arrived for Le Mans Esport, the track, Nürburgring GP, the car, the number 31 Lancia Corsa Beta Monte Carlo Turbo. Record the fastest time in Forza Motorsport 7 Rivals event to qualify. Click there to learn more. I went ahead and clicked more for you guys. They show you how, if you are a team, how to enter as a pro team. Looks like they're only doing pro team applications for that. And they're showing off the teams that are already there. Are they ones with Lazarus, Joda, Petura, Virtual Drivers, TX3? We know TX3. Red Bull Racing Esport, VP Fordzilla, Jean Alesi Esport Academy, Team Highlands. Anyway, and then they also show you if you're an individual, which I think applies to more of us. Anyway, pro, amateur, and pro-am draft, terms and conditions, and the next event. So all you have to do is post one of the faster times and you're in. That's how they're doing it. Anyone and everyone out there can do it. Okay, moving right along. Reiza has some shots and talking about AMS2. New incoming soon on our January dev update. Stay tuned. After the first dev update of the year is out, read all the latest development here. We'll go there in a moment. January 2020 development update. More Automobilista 2 previews. So when you go there, anyway, so this is the first dev update for Reiza for 2020, getting in at the last day of the year. Go through some of the highlights here, talking about incredibly productive month, developments on audio, physics, AI, user interface, all those things. Let's look into some of the most exciting stuff to come together in the past month. User interface preview. Let's check it out. You know, I'm getting a little critical of user interface on a lot of games. This kind of reminds me of the F1 2019 layout a little bit. Looks pretty clean. Looks all right. Been dealing with more and more layouts that I find are not all that exciting or intuitive. And I think, wow, we've been doing user interfaces for a long time. You'd think they'd kind of get things cleaned up at this point. Talking about DLC packs confirmed, Hockenheim and Silverstone. That's good news for some people. Maybe not me. I'm not a big Silverstone fan, as you guys know. Seeing some of those cool cars, content, final weeks to join. Okay, so this is the important part. Automobilista is scheduled for launch in March 2020. And for a few more weeks, you can still pre-purchase through the early backing campaign. So if you basically want to get an early discount on AMS2, because it might hold that retail price for a while. It might be a little while till you see a deal. It might be all the way out till Black Friday till you see a deal. So that is a way. It is imminent launch, March 2020. This is a big step for Automobilista. I got to tell you, judging this group, Reiza Studios, on their past efforts, they've set the bar pretty high for themselves. They were one of the best modding teams, third-party creators for the original RFactor engine. Now, I know they've changed engines, but these guys are pretty serious. When you think about what they've done, they take simming very serious. They've never been about bundling it up into an Xbox, platform and selling it by the millions. They've really been more about quality. So I'm really crossing my fingers. I'm very optimistic, and I'm very excited for Honorable Lista 2 coming out March 2020. Get it now. Go in and you can invest now and get it for a deal. I don't know the exact cost. Okay, what else? Red Bull Esports surges to LMES Silverstone win. So that was the last event in I should have put this over there with this Le Mans story, I suppose. But motorsport.com is who's doing this in their new esports section. So not only are they covering real-life racing across the board, but in addition to that, they are covering the esport stuff as well. So you might want to put it there. Top 6 teams from the 5-round qualification series will advance. So we mentioned we are up to qualification round number 4, I do believe, right? Round 4. Yes, round 4 qualifiers. So there are still 2 more shots to secure an official place in the LMES Super Final, which will be held at the 2020 Le Mans 24-hour race. The second round was held at virtual Silverstone circuit with gamers using the 1991 Le Mans winning 787. We knew that because that's what they were doing in qualifying. Red Bull struggled and came into this round 8th in the standings, but Red Bull's Malay, better known as Lage, dominated the opening 10-lap sprint race from pole position. Jota Esport driver Sean Arnold lost second place to championship leaders Lazarus Racing with a mistake through the Maggots and Beckett's complexes. So, anyway, that's what is going on there. What else? So the Stadia versus Xbox Cloud. Anyway, I keep seeing these articles and just it's sort of amusing me still because it's, there's no denying at some point in time our gaming will be done via some kind of internet interface there. At some point in time, we will no longer be using a PC in our house. We'll have maybe a VR unit that has enough computing power to render, and everything we need will be sent via the internet. Those days are coming. It's just a matter of when will we get there. I think for us as sim racers where, we contact with other cars, internet lag can be such a big deal. I'd argue that any lag is unacceptable, and the more we can minimize it, the better. But I think a lot of the world are playing games where they're not as concerned as we are about lag. Therefore, or maybe they're not multiplayer, so it wouldn't matter nearly as much. So anyway, it's increasingly clear that Stadia's launch was an expensive beta test. So another article calling it semi-failure. Is Project xCloud the key to success for Xbox in Asia? So this is Xbox sort of doing the same thing. But again, what if you could carry this with you and you play a game fairly decently on the road? And that's what we're talking about at some point in time. Anyway, we'll keep following that technology as it comes along. And hopefully preventing the time that it affects us. Launch yourself into Monster Energy Supercross 3, the official video game. A whole write-up here for the Xbox Hub telling you whether it's worth playing. We also have TT Isle of Man coming out. So TT Isle of Man Ride on the Edge 2 interview with Julian Tuniuti. Release date set for March 19th. So March is starting to look like a big deal as a release period. We at least know of a few things coming out in March. Anyway, you can read this about TT Isle of Man. In addition to that, Pure PlayStation also talking about TT Isle of Man 2 is great, says racing ace Julian Tuniuti in video interview. So here's the video version. They've The first version, I played it. I enjoyed it. Motorcycle games aren't really my thing, so it had a limited amount of gameplay time for me. But I have to say, it was one of the better motorcycle games that I have played. What else? Dark Side of Gaming. Brand new screenshots released for Fast and the Furious Crossroads. So we've seen more of these. Ooh, that's a nice looking Corvette. Nope, we can blow it up, but we can't advance. Can we advance this one? Yeah, we can. There we go, another Jaguar. Camaro. And is that an AMC Javelin? What is that thing? I don't know. Anyway, more screenshots of that one. Didn't we read that there's no wheel support for that game? Isn't that, or was that, I can't remember now. Yeah, I've been, you guys talking about the Accuforce? I think that, I really like the shape of the wheel. I like the size of the wheel. I thought the wheel was a little bit too small in terms of, the small like that, the handles, and I thought they were too hard, but that's actually okay, because one solution cures both problems. I was going to take some bicycle grip tape, hand tape for like a road bike handlebar, and wrap it, and then that would make it more cushioning, and it would also make it a little bit larger. So that'll be my 2-for-1, and it also means if it wears out, I could just replace it really easily. So but for $80, it's hard to complain about much of anything. I literally was about to spend $300 on a Momo wheel rim very similar to that one. $300. So $220 savings. Celodrome Gasoline Culture Magazine shows off this as the new Stilo ST5 VR, an immersive VR sim racing helmet. Stilo, these are like pro level helmets. You gotta tape at least one end. You gotta start at one end and wrap it, and then the other end will need some tape to hold it. I figured I would take it off my wheel, and then at the bottom middle where my hands never go, just put a strip of tape. Yeah, tennis racket tape would work as well. One of those will be done today, as a matter of fact. Or at least before my next racing event. So the new Stilo helmet, check this out, with a VR mask built into it. The new Stilo ST5 VR is a motorsport helmet designed specifically for sim racing and is intended to use by both professional and amateur racing drivers who want to ensure their sim rig is as close to possible as the real thing. They're saying sim racing has come a long way in the past 5 to 7 years. I'd argue it's come a long way in the last 20 to 25 years, but okay. Platforms like iRacing, Assetto, Corsa, Competizione, RFactor 2, and their contemporaries offer realistic racing. So realistic that many this is coming from a pro company, Stilo. So realistic that many professional race drivers use them to practice and to familiarize themselves with racetracks. Sim racers spend thousands on their rigs, blah, 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 triple monitors, blah, blah, blah. With the increasing popularity of VR, has been felt nowhere more significantly than in the sim racing world. I would agree, at least it's the best application of VR there is, hands down. Rather than costly multiple monitor setups, drivers now have a single headset that provides total 360-degree views and far better sense of being in that car. The new Stilo helmet is designed to accommodate, so they're not selling you the Oculus Rift, but it's built to accommodate the Oculus Rift in the front, with adjustable weights in the rear to keep the helmet balanced and avoid having it become front heavy. The helmet can also be used to use the Rift headphones, and the entire VR unit can be installed and removed in a matter of minutes. Do we have a price? That's kind of cool. That is really cool. I don't think it's dot proved. It looked very slim and light. Don't have a price on that sucker, though. Visit the store. They're not cheap helmets, so buckle up. For further information, please contact Copy email. Should I get one? How do I like VR? I like VR a lot. I really do. Hold on, I'm putting their email. I'm going to send them an email and tell them I want one for the show. I have a Rift. Although I really wouldn't want to tear it apart for that. Bear with me, you guys. Stilo ST5 VR. Okay. All right. I just want to make sure I didn't forget to do that. Anyway, cool concept. I like the idea. One thing that's cool about VR, it's very much like putting your helmet on. Don't get one. It's a little too silly. I'm going to start racing in one. Jay Weaver, I love VR. VR is really awesome. I still feel like VR is a little bit ahead of its time. We're still waiting on better graphics. We're still waiting on better integration into your everyday titles and games. We're definitely still missing enough content, quality content, built for VR specific. But when those things catch up, VR is awesome. It's not for everybody, but part of the problem right now is that I believe the latency, the delay in movement can make you a little nauseous. And there are factors that make people nauseous. And until they get rid of that, it's just not going to be ready for prime time. It just really won't. So, but I do love it. And I do feel that sim racing and flight sim are hands down the best application for VR. I've done my share of other gaming, and some of it's okay. Some of it's really bad. Some of it's, but not, sim racing and flight sims are the way to go. Galleries. So World's Fast Gamer. Remember we talked about the Miami's Fastest Gamer, this very, very hush-hush secret invite-only World's Fastest Gamer competition, putting old veterans of racing against new guys in racing against the sim racing elite in a head-to-head competition. No, I don't want to share a link. I want to see the photo. Let's see some photos. Nice looking graphics on their rig. And nice looking rigs. And maybe you'll see some faces that you know. Call them out if you do. Oh, nice looking setup. They're running the big curved monitors. You notice that? Ooh, that's cool. That's the trophy, I do believe. And quite the production for a one-off. Oh, I know that guy. Beat Saber. I do not own Beat Saber. So I saw, it's like, hey, I played Guitar Hero. That was cool. But Beat Saber is the highest rated VR game that I have not purchased. I just can't get myself to press the button. Dave, when a VR headset doesn't bring you enough heat or sweat, you can always put on a helmet. That's what the WinSim's for. I'm going to bolt an intake on this side and an outtake, an exhaust on this side. Onward. Is that you're kind of a spy, Ace of Deuce? Is that where you're kind of a spy and you get on the plane and then you drive a car off the back of the plane? Anyway, that's Juan Pablo. I guess he's the biggest star there. There's 18 pictures of him. So VR sucks for streaming, so I don't even have it on my rig. And I honestly, as much as I just got done telling you that VR is awesome for sim racing, I don't sim race in VR. So I end up playing, I don't know, Robo Recall. That's my game. I love Robo Recall. More shots of the happenings there at this invitational. I'm going to look at them all. They're pretty cool shots. I probably could have picked one of these for my screenshot of the day. Oh, and there it is. Winner, Miami's fastest gamer, Juan Pablo Montoya. How did that happen? ACC DLC price. I don't know if we've covered that. I don't know if I've seen a price. Is this not a free? Yeah, that's the best VR. All right, hold on. We'll come back to other things. So I think we covered it. Is that all of them? There's Rudy. That's Rudy Van Buren. Miami's fat at All In Sports is where it was done. Okay. I've seen enough of that now. Have you? Juan Pablo Montoya went on to win. There's a shot there. This is at Rapida.net talking about the event, and there was him with his big check. So, cool event. Very cool event. Was it $24? You don't think they've announced it? Okay, let's see if we can find it. Let's go back to, we'll remember where we are. I know where our next story is. So, Assetto Corsa. Why don't we try this? Bear with me. That's not what I wanted. So let's see here. I'm looking on Steam to see if I see anything there. No, I don't see anything on Steam. Roar, sorry. Bear with me. Bear. You gotta bear it out sometimes. Sorry, I don't have a price for you on that. I do not. All right. King of the World, Igor Fraga. GT Planet talking about it. Fraga wins again to take Toyota Racing Championship lead. We're talking real life. This guy is one of the fastest acclimators from sim racing prize to total dominance in real life. Now, in all fairness, it's not like he was a rookie to racing in general. Also, Toyota Gazoo Racing talking about it. Fraga survives the drama to take Castrol TRS Series lead. So not only is this guy winning races, but he's also now leading in the championship. And look at this beautiful car the guy gets to drive. What a hero of the world. All right, you like it when he wiggles it? Bangalore Mirror talking about take a break from the real world and indulge in esport at these centers. They're just talking, and we've seen a boom. This list is going to be so incomplete, and I'm not even going to poke a hole at them. There are sim racing centers everywhere now. Advantage Point is one they're not naming, and I travel a fair amount, and I'm always fascinated when I go by, like, even informal gaming centers that are popping up everywhere. Beat That in Bengaluru. Let's see. Smash is a place that merges sports, virtual reality, music, and dining into an innovative and immersive experience, one that is perfect for a family outing. Play United, started by two passionate gamers, Clan Gaming Cafe, aims... Anyway, lots of gaming centers. There might be, we talk about going to Base 51. There might be something similar near you, and it might be time you grab Google and just type in gaming center and see if something hasn't popped up in your area even. There's an esport gaming center at a local Walmart. Yeah, this is happening. So this is going to happen all over on big scale when you're talking about like the Red Bull esport arena or whatever, the one in London. Marco! Cheer 100, Daytona. That happened 41 minutes ago. But for some reason, something just triggered me. So I'm thanking you again, Marco. All right, what else? Overpass, check this out. So I've heard this game is like a combination of a driving game and a puzzle in a different article. It's not the one here. Operation Sports, talking about overpass gameplay trailer, introduces all of the features in the game. Drive your little buggy through these pipes. So let's get a little shot of this real quick. This is overpass. I'll let you guys have some audio too. Watch your ears. Oh.
This gameplay demo of Overpass. I am Joachim Eriksson, head of production at Sodix Racing, and I'm very excited to show you the gameplay.
Overpass is a tough challenge where you have to power through extreme off-road tracks with buggies and quads. The goal is to do it as fast as possible, but at the same time you have to be smart and precise in your maneuvering to find the most efficient way of getting across the track. We're going to try out the hill climb track today. The goal is to reach the top of the hill as fast as possible. It's quite short in terms of distance, but steep, and each centimeter can turn into a nightmare of muddy rocks, and you'll have to find your way to get through. The track's direction. Engage it wisely for the right situations to slide right. Engaged, it's sometimes hard to get the vehicle moving upwards if the passage is steep enough. In some situations,
That could be totally fun. That could be totally fun, I have to admit. And the thing for me, like, so is this going to be on the Xbox? My brother's in desperate need of a game. From 23 officially licensed vehicles in the game, Joachim chose the Wildcat Sport LTT from Arctic Cat. All right. Formula Off-Road. All right, what else? Oh, okay, so here we go. Race Department did a poll, and I'm actually, it was on my list from last week. There are a bunch of things. David Payne saying Farm Sim is still free for, I think, 3 more days. But Sim Pizza, it's in the works. I worked on everything. These are all my lists from last week, by the way, in talking to you guys on the show. And talking to guys on Patreon or Discord. This is my list. These are my lists. And almost everything on here has gotten attention and is in the works. I'm on a really good run. So much work to do still, though. But anyway, Rate the Sims, final results. So this was a poll that Race Department did with their community. And after, do we know how many votes? I have no idea how many votes. 1,089 people did vote for Assetto Corsa number 1. So Assetto Corsa got number 1 sim. Automobilista got number 2. Race Room 3. Wreckfest 4. RFactor 2 got 5th. Competizione got 6th. iRacing got 7th. Dirt Rally 2 got 8th. F1 2019 got 9th. And WRC 8 got 10th. Wow, P-Cars didn't even make the top 10. That's a surprise. Anyway, your thoughts on that list? I'm not. That's their community. Can't argue with people's opinion. You just can't. Just shows you maybe the representation of the community over there at Race Department. What else? Oh, as soon as I see a rig, I know we're getting to the end. It is coming up on 10 o'clock, so probably a good time to get to the end. So, review of the NJ Motion Compact S. Non-Merci. I can never play the videos or do anything from this at SimRace Hardware News and Reviews blog. But it looks like there is a video out there. This would be Review du Simulator Tour. I should turn off my Windows audio. Anyway, what I like, it looks like a little next level motion type platform. It's really hard to see it. NJ Motion, they're calling it. It's a pretty trim, nice and slim trim unit. But that looks like a seat mover, just like the next level racing. Kind of cool. You can go do a search on it if you want to find more about it. User rigs posted on Reddit. Is Mudrunner a sim? I would say yes. Thank you. Thank you. How old is that disclaimer? Oh boy, that's been up a long time, huh? Jeez. All right. Sorry about that. But this is the first moment you guys chimed in about it. Anyway, yeah, I can't see it either. They cover such cool stuff at SimRace Hardware News and Reviews, but I can't click on it the way it does it on my thing. It never has. RedTube. Oh, that's a porn site. No, don't go to RedTube, you guys. I meant Reddit. Reddit, not RedTube. I have Reddit and YouTube crisscrossed in my brain. Skoldish showing off. He's calling this a beginner setup. I gotta tell you, that's not a beginner setup, buddy. That's just somebody who hasn't allocated enough space to sim racing just yet. He's got a GT Omega stand, a generic shifter off Amazon. I think a few of you guys have tried that that particular shifter. And a used CSR wheel. I remember that CSR wheel. That was a really good wheel. No, I'm just crisscrossed, you guys. Next 3D print. Oh, lordy. Use CSR wheel and pedal set. Not a bad. Nice job in an old CV1 version Oculus, which is how you can get away with space savings. I don't call that beginner, by the way, Skoldish. Just so you know, I don't know if you watch the show, but Mad Catz got purchased by that other company, and then it just sort of died. That wheel was so bad, though. Here's a work in progress. This is a junkyard seat of sorts, mounted to... I'm not even sure. He's calling it functional BMW seats. It's a BMW seat. Look at that. Driving in luxury. So this is by SG Night Fox, using a BMW junkyard seat, which would work on any Deathmobile, any DIY rig. You can see his Thrustmaster setup. That's kind of a cool looking... What's he using for a button box there? Rotary? Rotate? It's the Rotate button box, everybody. I know, Tom. That's a nice looking seat. I would put that on my rig. All right, and then check this one out. This is by Bolting Dust. That is a car in his house. I love it. Let's just throw a whole car interior. This is obviously right-hand side drive, as you can see. You know, here's my disappointment, though. You go through all of that, and you just put a Logitech wheel in there? Really? Really? Oh, dude, it would be so easy to put a nicer... I mean, what did it cost you to acquire an entire car interior in good shape? Dude, I'll give you a better wheel. Please. And not to... I'm not... Boy, that sounded sim elitist. I am not saying that you need any better than a Logitech wheel. I am not. A Logitech wheel is a fantastic wheel. You can win a world championship on it. All I'm saying is, if you're going to spend that much money making it look this real and cool, well, then finish it off, because you could have real pedals down there. You could have a real wheel right there. You don't have to end right there. Well, he did post it on Reddit, not RedTube. Did I get that right? All right. Oh, that takes us to the end of the show. So I am going to finish with this before I get off the air. A couple of things. We're going to get back to that. We're on this first. So here we go. This is the LED light strip in action. There it is on top of my monitors. Here is the LED light strip when I put it on top of my computer, just so you can see it. I am giving away, I don't even have it here on my desk. You can win this LED light strip. And until Friday is the contest. All you have to do, and in the link, the description of the show, there's a link to Gleam. It is Gleam as a contest company. Look for LED Rev RPM strip, and you can enter this contest. I will cover. I'm going to send you. I made it myself. I printed the case. I made the strip. I'm going to send you a copy of SimHub for you to be able to operate it. If you would like to win that, you can get in on that contest right there on Gleam. And you might as well learn how now, because we're going to do that in the future. We're going to give away a WinSim in the future. So you might as well head over to Gleam, figure out how to enter our contests so that you can win future DIY projects that we're doing here on the show. And then lastly, my brain is mush. Who sent this to me? Hold on. Bear with me. Bear with me once again. Ah, yes, it was Kelly Bronstater who we raced with. Kelly's been racing with us a lot lately. And here is a photo. This is awesome. This is his photo is future sim racer in training. This was at the DC Auto Show, and that's Kelly's son. Check it out. That's actually a VRX 4-post D-box motion simulator with a Thrustmaster TSXW. I know this rig very, very well. I've probably put my hands on this very rig. Kelly Bronstater's son running on their sims at the DC Auto Show. Pretty cool there. So anyway, that is going to do it for today's show. Be sure to head over to Gleam. Enter to win that LED light strip. You can have your very own Shaun Cole DIY project of your own. All you got to do is enter. Oh, wait, I have one more story. Congratulations are in order. So if you haven't raced with us, you can still come out and race for the final half of the season. We've now entered or crossed the halfway point on the Dallara F3 series. 4 races in the books, 4 races to go. We're going to be at Interlagos next, which is, such a fun track. And I think in the F3, it's going to be a brilliant track. Hopefully I can survive and finish the race. I didn't have a very good event yesterday, but Scott Holmes sure did. Scott Holmes is currently 3rd in the championship. Andrew Leach leading the way. Randall McGrew in 2nd. The gap between 1st, 2nd, and 3rd is certainly narrowed, and Scott Holmes is now in 3rd place, winning the race. Oh, wait, no, Scott, I'm sorry. You were having a brilliant day, and then you had a moment, and that had you drop back to 12th. Scott, you were brilliant yesterday in that race until that happened. Andres Martin Merck. You guys asked me about sim racer and training. The OG sim racing and training. Andres Martin Merck comes out of retirement or sabbatical to win yesterday's race after just really charging down and catching. I remember now, Scott Holmes. I was kind of not paying attention. I was already eating cookies and losing my mind, not racing. Anyway, Andreas Martin Merck won the race. Joe Antonio went on to finish 2nd, and Randall McGrew extends or moves up some points over Scott with that 3rd place finish. Having a rough day are both season point leader Andrew Leach and 3rd place in the points, Scott Holmes, finishing in 6th and 12th, respectively. If you'd like to come out and race with us, just go to iRacing, do a search for the Simpit Dallara F3 Series, and if you send in a membership or a league request, it'll show up right here under applications, and I will get you accepted. Hey, Amir and I had contact during the race. No worries, Amir. Things happen, man. Things happen. I'm just on a string of bad luck. So yesterday I didn't take it very well. I was very upset when it happened. I never directed at you. I was never upset with you. I was just upset at the circumstance because, man, I just seemed to just have rough races in this F3, and I was feeling really strong. My qualifying was 5th place, but I did it with a full tank of fuel. I was feeling very confident in my setup on the long run, so I had high hopes, so it made it a little extra hurtful. But anyway, no worries, Amir. I would never accuse you of doing something like that on purpose. I've raced with you forever, and you are a very talented driver, so I always trust you, and I'll race side by side with you any time. Anyway, last time I'm going to mention this, and then I'm going to get off the air today. Between 4 and 5, you gotta follow us on Simpit Live at Twitch. So today between 4 and 5, we're going to move into our DIY WinSim project. We've got our Arduino, our motor shield, our DC power supply. We've got our fan. We've got our shroud and protector printed. We're going to work on all that today, try to get one of these up and running on the sim. And, of course, when we get that all finished up, we'll do an edited version here at YouTube. I'll film the whole thing and do a nice 1, 2, 3 on how you do it. But if you want to see me struggle through it, you're going to want to watch at Simpit Live on Twitch. That's going to do it for today. Thank you for being here. Happy Monday. Have a great week. We'll be back on Wednesday with Sim Racing News. This is the Simpit. I'm Shaun Cole, and I'll see you on the track.